Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome and happy February. And as they would say in Greece, Καλό μήνα, which means have a great month. I wanted to talk to you about this month because it's an important month, and it's a changeover month. We're right in the eclipse season. Just had an eclipse yesterday, January 31st. I'm sure many of you felt it, that big lunar eclipse in Leo. And during February, on the 15th of February, we're going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius. And I've just posted those videos up now. One astrological one with a few messages from the P's. And of course, I've posted already the February videos and also the March videos. For those of you that are interested, are also out. So February, what's it looking like? Well, we're moving from the energy of Aquarius, which is the Uranian energy, and we're moving into Piscean energy. So it's a considerable shift. Aquarius has everything to do with technology, has to do with your devices, emails, texting, social media, communications of any kind. Pisces, on the other hand, has to do with going within, leaving all those devices behind for a little while, tuning into your own intuition and getting your own messages without having to keep looking down to see what the text is or what's come in. To know intuitively from the inside. So we're dealing with the external world and the internal world. This is what we are moving from. So, and all the planets gradually, well, most of the planets are going to hit Neptune during February. So Neptune has everything to do with your dreams, your wishes, what you're hoping for. It has to do with having faith. Knowing that even if you're going through a dark and difficult time, that if you keep faith and you keep trusting, things are going to turn around. I'm reminded of Greek mythology here, being in Greece, all of a sudden in the middle of winter, so it's been really cold and wet and damp. And all of a sudden, we get a week to 2 weeks of the most glorious weather. The wind stops, the rain stops, and it's known as the Alkyonides Meres, which are the Halicon days, the halcyon days. And the Greek mythology has it that Alcyone, the daughter of Aeolus, who was the god of the winds, actually, lover with Ceyx. They were so much in love, they were comparing themselves to Zeus and Hera. Now, when Zeus got wind of this, he wasn't very happy. He thought, that's very disrespectful. So he turned Ceyx, her lover, into a vulture. And she couldn't find him, she was desperate. So he took pity on her and he turned her into a kingfisher. But the trouble was, he condemned her to lay her eggs in the middle of winter. So this poor kingfisher, and she was laying the eggs, and of course they're all dying, all the little chickies were dying. So Zeus took pity on her, and he ordered the winds to stop, and the rain to stop, and the cold to go, and 2 weeks in the middle of winter, where she could lay her eggs, and the chicks could survive. And that is supposedly the myth of these Alkyonides mirrors, and to me it's a deeper message. It's a deeper message of that no matter how difficult things get, no matter whether you're in the winter of your life and it looks dark and it looks difficult, there is always change. Something's going to change sooner or later, and the flash of light, that flash of consciousness, of aliveness, can come back. And that's what I'm seeing for this month. I'm seeing this Aquarian energy, this solar eclipse at 27 degrees of Aquarius coming up. Aquarius really wanting you to stop worrying about what everybody else is saying, everybody else is thinking or doing or not doing. Hi everybody coming online now, thank you for joining me. I'm going to stay focused, I promise. Do my best anyway. So, the Aquarian eclipse is very much about being ready for some surprises, being ready for things to change quickly. This is the advantage of Aquarius, is that things change quickly, suddenly. And this month is particularly significant because all the planets are direct. And it's pretty much the only month this year where everything is direct. So this is why I thought it was important. Hello Pisceans coming online, and you Aquarians, welcome. And please know that somewhere in your chart you will have Aquarius and you will have Pisces. So this is relevant to everybody. It's not just Aquarians and Pisceans who've got their birthdays during February. Okay, it's all of us. And who knows, you might have one of the other planets in Aquarius or Pisces that may be activated this month. And so this month, while everything is direct, is a wonderful opportunity for moving forward, for initiating, for doing things, for getting on with a strategy or something you're planning and thinking of. Because there's this forward momentum that's really strong right now. So you can really... because once we hit March, we start to get retrograding planets. And 2018 is a year of a lot of retrogrades. That's why I've done a free video on YouTube and also a series of 3 videos that you can purchase if you want that talk in more detail about retrogrades. Because this year we've got, of course, usually Mercury goes retrograde. We're used to that. But this year we've got Venus and Mars going retro. So this is an important month to get some movement going. Even if you just start exercising, even if you just start doing something. Aquarius, often I find with my Aquarian friends, is they put me out of my comfort zone. They often say something that's off the wall. And it's a good time to really just keep yourself on your toes. So if you're getting into a rut, there's a good chance that this solar eclipse will wake you up out of a sleep. If you've been sleeping, if you've been procrastinating, the 15th solar eclipse may well just awaken you to do something new, do something differently, step out, say what you're really feeling, regardless of what the response may be. Yes, I'm getting an Aquarian saying they like challenging people's comfort zones. Thank you. Yes, you do. So, and then, so we've got this eclipse now. We've had the January 31st one, February 15th one. Then we get another set of eclipses in Leo and Aquarius during August. Let me just check I've got those dates right here. Sorry, July 27th we get a lunar eclipse in Aquarius. On August the 11th we get a solar eclipse in Leo. So we've got these energies of Aquarius and Leo coming up. Aquarius, the individual you. Leo, the creative, dramatic you. The ego, becoming aware of your ego and when it gets hurt or upset about different things. And not taking too many things personally. And then the Aquarian energy where you bring your quirkiness. Yes, I mean, it's been years. I was so uncomfortable. I know this is personal, but I was so uncomfortable wearing a bra all these years. You know, I haven't got a whole lot upstairs, and I hated it. It was so uncomfortable. And now, you know, so to speak, let it all hang loose. I don't care. As they would say in Greek, then me pirazi. I really don't care, you see. So what is it you're doing that is tremendously uncomfortable that you don't need to do anymore, that makes you feel hemmed in? Because there's one thing that's important to know about Aquarius is Aquarius needs space. It rules aviation, space travel, ETs. So this is about creating space in your life. Where do you need to create more space and not feel as though you're being strangled? So if your relationship houses are getting activated by these eclipses, you might find yourself breaking out of a relationship that's maybe gone stagnant. I've got people agreeing with me about the bra situation, but you know, it's just, you know, what makes you uncomfortable? I hate wearing tight trousers. Yes, I used to do that for beauty, or very high-heeled shoes, and I'm not saying not to do it, but I was always trying to contort myself doing things that I don't like doing. So what is it you're doing? Come on, share now. Let's do this together. What can you think of that you're doing that makes you feel unfree, restricted, that you don't have to do? Okay? Some things work and they are uncomfortable for a little while. But maybe there's other things that you're doing that aren't necessary. And, well, somebody here hates speaking on the phone. Yes, I can't say I like it too much either. So, okay, how can you reduce that? Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you, guys. Great comments. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you. Welcome to those of you coming online now. Great, stop weighing yourself. There's a good one. These are great. Love this. What can you stop doing that you don't enjoy, but particularly gives you this sense of being uncomfortable? I always hated having my hair coloured. I used to itch like mad, sitting in that hairdresser's, itching away. When I got home, it was still itching. See what it is that you can give up in order to create more space in your life. So we're moving from this Aquarian energy, getting haircuts. There you are. You don't like getting haircuts. Well, shave your head. Let it grow. There you go. See, there's all kinds of things here. And this is what Aquarius wants you to do. Because what Aquarius tends to do is that if it gets bottled for too long, it breaks out completely. Okay? It just, all of a sudden, it breaks everything. It's like a bull in a china shop. So, now's the heads up to do it before something might just break open and be more difficult to deal with. So we're now moving into this whole energy of Pisces. So Aquarius is much more outgoing, working 9 to 5. Yes, that's one that would... Stop giving yourself a hard time. There's a good one. Yes. All right. So it's about breaking free. Aquarius is very much about breaking out of the mold, being abnormal rather than normal. At the moment, my body seems to want to stretch in all kinds of different positions. You know, and pretty much every lamppost I come up against in the street while I'm walking, I stop to have a very strange looking stretch. And I don't care, once again, I don't care what people think. Children are the funniest because they really look. Yeah, adults kind of look out the corner of their eye, yeah, pretend that they're not, but they're looking. And children, like, they watch you and they're walking past with the mum and they watch it. So, just let rip. What can you let rip? And then we're moving to this Piscean energy, and I'm reminded, I love Howard Suspaltis, he's written a wonderful book about the houses, and he talks about Pisces as having 3 different archetypal energies to it. One is the saviour. Pisces needs to save. It needs to feel needed. Or it can be very needy, but usually wants to save somebody. It sees someone in need and, oh yes, I'm going to save. I'm going to save the world. Or it can be a victim. It can be a victim. It can get into that whole cycle of abuser and aggressor, and then the victim. Oh, woe is me, poor me. Spends money on somebody and then gets taken advantage of. Can abuse substances, alcohol, drugs, mainly because Pisces is such a sensitive sign, very sensitive. Often just can't bear being in the realities of the world. And Pisces is also the artist. The artist that tunes in, the musician, the creator. Remember that Pisces is the very last sign. So by the time we come to the last sign, I always feel sorry for the Pisceans when I'm in where I do my classes, because you start out with Aries, because they're the first. You go through all the signs, and the poor Pisceans patiently sit there until they get their turn. Of course, the Aries are bored by the time we get there. You know, we've done them, and it's like getting a bit too bored with it. But Pisces is about surrendering. So it's about just allowing whatever needs to dissolve, to let it go. If it's not meant to be with you, let it fly away. Let the bird go. Don't try and hold on to the bird. So Neptune is going to be very strong towards the latter half of the month, or the second part of the month. Now Venus goes into Pisces on the 10th, Mercury on the 18th, and the Sun on the 18th. So this is when we really, there we go, Pisces here wants to save others from their own pain. Super sensitive. That's it. So, Aries here. Hello, Aries. Yes. So there's just such a different vibrationary field. So we're moving to this Piscean energy, and there may be confusion. You might be not sure what's real and what's not real. Pisces would rule anything to do with water, anything that's watery, liquids of any kind. And on the highest level, Pisces is about compassion, loving kindness for everything. So as everything begins to get attracted to Neptune in Pisces, because on the 21st, 22nd of this month, we've got Venus joining Neptune. Well, that is beautiful for romance, because Pisces is the ultimate romantic. So this is a beautifully romantic energy. Those of you looking for that, those are really auspicious days. On the 25th, 26th, we've got Mercury joining Neptune. This would be a good day to do anything to do with media or film or visual communications, the arts of any kind of a message that you want to get over, something that is intuitive, good for meditating. Got somebody who's really telling me her signs and things going on here. This is great. Thank you for sharing, Manuela. And so we're moving from this outward energetic breakout energy to this inward accepting, surrendering, accepting, and trusting that you are being divinely guided. Trusting that everything is just in perfect order. So it's important now, if you can, to find out, because we're going to get the energy of Virgo, because we always, as we move into Pisces, then the opposite always gets activated. So we've got the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius. And which is this whole energy of you finding your uniqueness and noticing when you are getting down or feeling upset about something and not taking things so personally. Yes, Leo energy often takes everything very deeply. Personally, you know, there's a guy who lives in this apartment building where I am, and he never so much as cracks a smile when he walks past, ever. He always looks miserable as sin. Now, when I was in my Libra mode, maybe you know somebody like that, I was quite upset about that. I really took that personally. I thought, oh, I gave him such a nice smile and said hello, Calimera, and he looked back at me, you know, horrible. Well, now that I've managed to get more into the Leo Aquarius energy of not giving a monkeys, I just smile at him anyway. I say hello anyway, and it doesn't matter because I'm not taking it personally. So what are you taking personally that you don't need to do anymore? What can you just say, that's not about me. I'm bigger than that. That's not directed at me. I don't need to take that on. It doesn't need to upset me or upset my day. And now we move into this Virgo Pisces energy. And we do have a lot of Virgo events coming up this year. Unusually, it's unusual to get so much Virgo energy. We will have the full moon in Virgo coming up on March the 1st, but more about that next month. So it's with the Piscean energy, it's a wonderful time for meditating, for doing yoga, for getting into nature, for withdrawing a little bit. And also maybe just turning off your phone or a device or two for a few hours and just being with the space, with the emptiness. So, and the Sun will join Neptune during March in Pisces. So, don't take it personally when your niece doesn't call. Well, yes, and she's an Aquarius, so yes, she likes her own space. Don't take that personally, because the Aquarius does not like to feel as though they have to be in touch. And very often they do things very sporadically. Sometimes you'll hear from them and sometimes you won't hear a dicky bird for a very long time. So it's about not forcing anything. Yes, Pisces is these two fish going in opposite directions. And you couldn't push a fish into a certain area. The fish belongs in the ocean, the wide ocean, the unfathomable ocean. So I'm ready for some questions. I've given you the overview. Hello for tuning in now. Yes, I'm still live. I just wanted to give you that overview. So remember that everything is direct this month. So anything you've been procrastinating about, just do it, get it started. Even if it's if it's one line of a book, if you're planning to write a book, even if it's just one thing, one phone call you make, one email you do that gets a project started. Hello, everybody. Lots more coming online. Welcome. But do initiate something this month before the retros. All right? Because it's just when things begin to go retrograde, it can just mean that things get slower. But if you've already got things started during February and the beginning of March, then you've got some momentum going. So get the momentum going. Congratulations, you're leaving your job, Emo, after 15 years. There you go, how exciting. Yes, Aquarian, just somebody sharing here, you can go for decades without talking, and then one day just get back to you as though nothing has happened. That's very Aquarian. Yeah. Thank you. I'm trusting that the live stream is working, to be honest with you. I just press buttons. I'm not sure which buttons I'm pressing. But I think it's I think it went off and it's come back again. Well, that's interesting. That was an Aquarian moment. Hello, I hope I didn't lose too many of you in that little Aquarian blip. Great. Somebody getting back to their studies. Good. Make these changes. But do initiate and move forward, and then surrender and allow, because then you'll be ahead of the game with all these retrogrades. So people saying they've been hurt. Yeah, well, some situations are very painful and very difficult. But once again, you don't know what's going on inside the other person and what they are thinking and feeling. And Pisces would very much want to know that you can connect with somebody on the spiritual realm, on the realm of the space level, the psychic level, without having to have words. You see, Aquarius wants words. It's a mind sign. Pisces doesn't want words. Less words, the better. Pisces just trusts. And you see, if somebody you feel has hurt you, then just know that send the love in the psychic space, the love that you have for that person, rather than feeling a demand or an expectation that they should be in touch or should do something. Rather try to connect in the wider space that is not the dense reality that we live in. Yes, it can be very painful to let go of somebody that you love, but remember that love, universal, wider love, doesn't die. It's there. You can tune into that at any time and not feel alone. So Pisces, ruled by Neptune, that we're coming into this energy, is very much about the higher octave of love. Venus is the love of he's mine and she's mine, and that type of almost jealous, possessive love that it can be. Whereas the Piscean, Neptunian love is one where we're all connected, where we go beyond that ego that would separate us. The pain of separation, the pain of it, so painful. Hello you guys in Cape Town, loyal Libras. Hello Kayla, welcome. I'm trying to stay focused. I just so much want to welcome each and every one of you, because I do feel connected to all of you. In that space, we are all connected. What can I say about dreams? Somebody's asking. Well, Neptune is about your dreams. Yes, and it transcends us all. Really, it's about our ultimate dream is to feel that connection with everything, with the trees, with the flowers, the butterflies, the birds. Everything is connected, but we don't feel it. Well, let me speak for myself. A lot of the time, I haven't felt it. More and more now, as this awakening is happening on the planet, I'm feeling more and more connected. And I'm hoping you feel that more and more with me in our interactions. Because I'm here, right now, not thinking about anything else other than talking to you about what I'm feeling for this new month. A new month, a new start, what's coming up planetary-wise, so that you can connect with it. And when you get that feeling of love and pure love connection that I do feel with so many of you, you don't feel alone anymore. Your day feels a little brighter. Now, Neptune and Pisces have everything to do with healing. Miraculous healings. Yes, you will find more and more people are wanting to open up to this. They are seeing the dysfunction of our world on many levels, from education in many ways, medicine, drug companies. Had somebody write to me only today saying it's difficult to be a general practice doctor in Western medicine these days. And she feels like Bones on Star Trek saying, hell, you know, I'm a doctor, for goodness sake, not a secretary. So yes, the dysfunction. Hello to you in Cornwall. Hello, Detroit. Welcome, everybody. I feel as though I get my little allowance of welcoming certain ones, but I mustn't allow it to get out of hand, because I do wish to communicate with all of you, but I also want you to know that each one of you matters. I might not know you personally, but I know you in the wider sense, and you know me in the wider sense. And that's very soothing. Pisces is about soothing. Soothing. Gentleness, nurturing. Hello Italy, hello Louisiana, hello America, welcome all of you. So we get into this strong healing energy as each planet connects with Neptune from the middle of the month onwards. Venus, Mercury, and then by the beginning of March, the Sun. There's a tremendous opportunity for healing, healing through sound, very powerful, healing through art, through color, through toning, healing through surrendering, allowing, releasing, letting go, not holding on to old hurts from the past. Somebody's asking, should we try to get back someone who left us in an Aquarian way? If somebody's left you in an abrupt Aquarian way, just leave them be. They'll come back when they're ready, but it could take decades, as one of the earlier Aquarians said. And then they'll come back as though nothing has ever happened. And yes, you can meet a soulmate during this whole Neptunian energy, the second part of February and of course into March. And I'll talk about that next month for those of you who are interested. I could make this quite a regular feature because I'm enjoying the live thing. It's still a learning curve for me, I've got to confess. A drink of water. But what you do see is you see me completely raw, unprepared, real, and right here, right now with you. And of course, even if you're not watching now, while I'm doing the live stream, those of you who watch later, it will be your now moment. So it's still now. So what you're looking at here with February is the energies of your outer space, which is your Aquarian energy. And you know how it is, if somebody comes too close to you, I don't like it when somebody bumps into me, even if it's lightly, especially if it's behind and I haven't seen it. You know, I get the hump. Immediately I notice I've got a knee-jerk reaction. Uh-oh. I just have to adjust that reaction. I love you too, guys. Thank you. So it's this creation of space around you. And that's not easy on Greek buses, let me tell you. When the buses are full and full to brimming, and you just think there's no way they're going to get all those people on, somehow they bundle themselves on. It's amazing. And and uncomfortable some of the time. And in the summer, quite smelly. But we don't need to go into that. So, outer space and allowing other people space. Allowing other people space to be themselves. Allowing other people space to do quirky, odd things. And it's okay. Because if we don't allow that, we're going to recreate more wars and more divisions between ourselves. After all, that's what religions have done. My God is better than your God, or different. You know, and it's like, what is that? I've never understood that. And I was brought up in a family that really, you know, wanted me to see separation and to not marry somebody outside of the religion. So this was very difficult, because for me it was like, why would I not want to marry somebody I love, regardless of what their culture, religion, beliefs are? I might be touching a touchy subject here, but that's okay. Uranian energy is always about sparking off things and letting everybody have their own perspective. Let people have their view. Don't have to agree with it, but you can listen to it and see that it's just another way of looking at things. Well, how do you feel about these things, guys? So, when we get to Pisces, we're looking at your inner space. So Aquarius, your outer space, and not being too reactive and letting people just be as odd and as quirky as they really are. Because it's so much more interesting when people just are themselves. No frills. What you see is what you get. And then the Piscean energy going into your inner space, connecting with all that is, all the things that are formless, because once we get to Pisces, as I said, we are sending you love, all of you. Thank you for your love. When we get to Pisces, we have to release everything. Pisces is the formless sign of the zodiac. All the other signs, barring maybe Scorpio, but that's different, come to that in different months. When we get to October, November time, we'll come to that, those energies. And so Pisces is just about releasing your hold on all the things of your life, all the forms of your life, and that includes people. And yes, sometimes people die on you, and it's a bugger, isn't it? Especially if you really love them. Somebody's saying here, yeah, Bill Johnson, hey Bill, you're very quirky and you feel like you have to try to be normal and it stresses you out. Well, why try to be normal anymore? Yeah. Thank you for sending me Reiki. How kind. How kind everybody is, you know. Because at the heart of it, don't you want to be kind to people and you want people to be kind to you? Isn't that really the absolute bottom line of it all? And that's the Pisces energy. Hi, welcome. Welcome. Join. Welcome if you're joining just now. Hi. So Pisces dissolves all the things that would separate us. can take things away from you. It does sometimes dissolve money and houses and things and all kinds of things. And yes, Pisces ruled by Neptune is a higher consciousness, a higher awareness of our deep emotional connection that is beyond our attachment to the physical body, our attachment to what looks like our own little separate lives. And yes, we do have our own lives and the things that we like to do, which is great. Yeah, treating other people like you want to be treated. But being real as well. Because Pisces sometimes can be, oh, you know, love, light and sweetness. And Capricorn comes along and says, let's have a bit of reality here now. We've not paid the bills. Oh, all right then. You see, so that's why we need all the energies of all the different signs. And remember that in your chart, you've got all the signs. Because we are here to develop all the qualities in one way or another in different areas of our life, and that will be shown in your chart. Somebody's asking you here, Nitika asking, does it mean many will be completing spiritual awakening? I think that many are coming to a spiritual awakening. I don't know that it's ever complete, as everything keeps changing and evolving. But yes, people fall in love with you. They don't fall in love with the act or thing that you put on in order that you think you're pleasing people. I don't care now, you know, I mean, they all know me in the shops around, and I walk around looking so funny sometimes, and they copy me. Yeah, they copy how I'm walking. I can't, you know, because my body's changing tremendously, and I'll share that in other videos with you. But, you know, pleasure Bill, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, make everything all right with you. Can you make everything in your world all right with you? Even when people are making mistakes and doing stupid things and you'd like to kill them. And yes, Pisces is all about bringing about world peace. And Uranus, the Aquarius, is all about each of us having that special little individual flair that we bring to the party, and not conforming, but being different. Hi Toronto, welcome. So, I just want to thank you all for being online with me today. I enjoy it greatly. I hope you enjoy it too. Please comment, feedback in any way. Tell me if you want more of these types of videos or different kinds of things. And I wish you a wonderful February. Thank you very much. And now I have to try and find the button.